Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, welcome. My name is Leslie. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, but okay, don't mind my hair. This piece does not want to, look at this, you guys. This is what I'm working with. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's up with my hair today. Anyways, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and if you have wanted something so bad in your life and have had a really difficult time getting it, then I guess this video is for you. So keep watching. Gosh, I literally planned this video in my head so many times and planned exactly what I was going to talk about, how I was going to say it, what I was going to say. And every time I press record, I get nervous and I just lose my whole train of thought. I did that before in my other videos, and that's probably why I didn't have a lot of subscribers, honestly, because my videos were just all over the place. Because yeah, even though I love doing this, I still struggle talking to the camera and stuff, but I'm just going to continue doing it anyway because it's something I love. And that too, I tend to ramble. I'm sorry guys. Because I wanted to start off saying, well, first of all, if you guys are wondering, why the camera's pointed like this. No, first thing I wanted to say is I hope you can hear me. I've been having some trouble. Sorry, my phone just, that's another disclaimer I got to put out there. I don't have a fancy camera at all. Obviously, I'm using my phone like I said, so I apologize if it just dies. I don't know how much storage I have, and the volume probably sucks. So I'm really sorry about that. I was thinking, maybe if I get to 100 subscribers again, then I will, spend some money and get a nicer camera. But right now I have 20 subscribers. I'm not going to waste my money to get a nice camera. So I'm using my phone. So that's what I'm working with. So anyways, oh, but what I was saying is my last short and my last one of my videos, I watched it back and the volume was terrible. So hopefully you guys can hear me, but I never did say what I was doing. I'm putting on nails, so if I seem a little distracted, that is why. I don't know if you guys can see. They're just these French tip from Target. Can you see that? Like $8. I got this pack, a 32 pack, and I just buy the glue separate. I know it comes with it, but I buy this separate one. But I was separating them because my daughters, of course, anytime I get nails or anything girly, never lasts in this house because I have 2 daughters, so they take everything from me. But surprisingly, my 12-year-old did leave me some, so I did pull out some, and I'm gonna just do this before I go to work. I gotta I work today at 4 to 8, so it's not bad. 4 hours. I don't even know what time it is right now, but I'm about to get in the shower, so I want to hurry and do this so I have time to shower. I was loving on my doggies, and their slobbery kisses was all over my face and my arms, and I just feel like, ugh, I gotta shower. So anyways, yeah, so don't mind my hair. Look at this again, you guys. What the heck is going on? Does not want to stay back. It doesn't want to stay down. And we just went and ate too. I hope it wasn't like that at the restaurant. We went and had my husband and I, we went and had what's it called, Korean barbecue. It was delicious, but I can't believe I went out like this. Anyways, so I'm already losing my train of thought. Okay, so point of this video. So it is going to be all about something I've been trying to do for, God, years now. Shit, I think I started this in 2023. Just feels like it's been forever now. And what I'm talking about is surrogacy. So, I know I only have a couple subscribers now, 20, 21. So I highly doubt any of you came from my other channel. But, if I do get some subscribers that I had before and you know what I'm talking about, I posted a lot of stuff on my other channel all about my surrogacy journey. And, how I went to New York for transfer. That video was on there. There was a video, I believe, just talking all about surrogacy, all that. So, obviously, if you're new, you're like, what the heck are you talking about? We have no clue what you're talking about. But yeah, surrogacy. So, I gotta stop blabbing because this video is gonna be like 5 hours long and I feel like my phone's gonna stop on you guys. So anyways, okay, back in 2023, I'm just gonna like basically tell the whole story of like what happened and where I'm at now and just kind of, you know, my thoughts on it and stuff. Oh, and a few other disclaimers. One was I wanted to just say, you know, I apologize if the lighting, the sound, everything is not perfect. Like I've mentioned, I am using my phone. It's what I've got right now. So it is what it is. I hope to get nicer, you know, like a nice camera or something sometime. I used to have one actually and I lost it. So I'm really sad about that. But anyways, and then the other disclaimer I wanted to put out there is, I know, you know, obviously not everybody's gonna like my videos or like me personally or want to watch this or whatever, and I may say some things in this video that could possibly upset some people, and if you keep watching you'll know what I mean later on. But this is my channel. I do this for fun. That's it. I enjoy it. It's just something I like to do. For personal reasons I don't want to talk about right now, I unfortunately had to completely delete my other channel. I had a decent amount of subscribers, which was nice, and you know, like loyal ones that were constantly watching my videos and stuff. So I'm sad about that because, you know, I had to change my name and stuff. So obviously they haven't found me yet. And I'm not going to be weird and like message them, because honestly some of them I guess you can say became friends with, and like I was messaging them in like text and stuff. So I guess I could be like, hey, I have a new channel, check it out. But I don't know, I don't want to be weird about it. But anyways, so my point is, yeah, I'm losing my train of thought again, you guys. I'm so bad about that shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna, you know, if I say some things that offends some people, I apologize. You can either stay and watch, or you can just not watch my video and just move on. It is what it is. Like I said, I just want to be real and transparent and just, you know, this is my real life and it is what it is. So anyways, to the point. So I started surrogacy. Let's see. Let me try to refresh my memory from the very beginning. You guys, let me just say, the process of trying to be a surrogate for me specifically, this is not everyone, of course. This is my situation specifically. It has been such, I don't even really know the words to describe it. It's felt like work. Like it's all the time and effort and energy and just everything I've put into it, and the applying and the waiting and the just all of it has just felt so like it's exhausting. And honestly, like the people in my life, you know, right now are like, why do you still do it? Like, is it even worth it? What's the point anymore? And stuff like that. And I get it. I get where they're coming from. But at this point, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I felt like I invested so much and I want it so bad that, like, I don't know, this sounds so crazy. It's like almost like an addiction. Like I'm addicted to like trying to become a surrogate. It's horrible, actually. You would think I would just be, you know, be like, well, maybe it's not meant to be and move on. But at this point, like I said, I'm a little bit obsessed, I think. And it's something I want so bad. And I know, believe me, I know a lot of people are like, it's, you know, is it just about the money or whatever? No, absolutely 100% not. Of course, the money's good. I'm not gonna, you know, there's no denying that. I'm gonna be honest about that. I mean, that's always one of the reasons why surrogates decide to be a surrogate, is for the money. But I'm not like in a situation where I like desperately need the money. I have a good job. My husband has a great job. He works hard. You know, we're comfortable and we're by no means rich or whatever, but we both drive very nice trucks, our own. We have a roof over our head. Our kids have everything they can want and need. So we're good. So it's not about the money. I think when I first started, like, you know, of course, it was something that I was like, oh, that just seems like such a beautiful, like, rewarding thing to do. I actually started following this one, and I mentioned this in my other videos. I started following this one YouTuber. Maybe I won't say her name, just for privacy, I guess. I don't want to, like, put her name out there. That's not my place to do that. But anyways, she was a surrogate. She was all over, you know, I started seeing her all over Instagram, whatever. She's got pretty popular, I guess, from being a surrogate. I think, but now she's actually done it twice. So yeah, when I first, you know, started learning about even what surrogacy was, I don't know, I think it just popped up on my algorithm and like Instagram or YouTube or something, and I was like intrigued, you know, and I'm like, wow, okay, this seems cool. Never knowing, like, obviously at that point, like, everything that it entails, and especially for my situation, I just, you know, was like, you know, I'm the right age right now. I had my own babies, you know, like the basic requirements. I was like, oh, you know, I can pass, like, you know, I could be a surrogate, like, I meet all those basic requirements. But little did I know there was a lot more to it. So yeah, so I started following her, and I was like, it's something I just really want to do, you know. We were done having kids. I was just like, what a beautiful thing to be able to, like, you know, a family who cannot have kids, like, to be able to give a family a baby, you know, that they want so desperately, and to not be able, I couldn't imagine not being able to, like, have my own babies, you know, like, that was the greatest thing for me. Like, being pregnant and just the whole experience was so rewarding and so fulfilling, and such a beautiful thing that I was like, that's something I would love to, still, like, this is why I haven't given up. Like, it's just something so, like, I can't even find the right word, and I'm so bad at, like, explaining things. That too, I'm sorry, guys. Let me fix this a little better. I just imagine, like, at the end of it, just giving them their baby, and just knowing, you know, because like I said, we don't want any more. So just knowing that that they could start their family, and they weren't able to do that without my help, and just knowing that I did that for them, like, the whole process, it's so, like, beautiful and magical to me, and it's just something I want to do so bad. And I loved being pregnant. I loved everything about it. I mean, the morning sickness sucked. With my daughters, I had a lot of morning sickness, but for the most part, I really did love being pregnant. I loved the whole process. So, like I said, okay, so back in 2023 is when I first applied. I still remember exactly, like, the steps, because obviously that's when I was first starting, and I was super excited. So the first agency I was with was a little different. I met up with the lady, what do you call them? Oh my God, I'm going to think of it as soon as I turn off the camera. Like the caseworker, I guess you call her. Her name was Lauren, so obviously that was cool, because that's my twin sister's name. Her name was Lauren. She was a sweetheart. She was super young. We met up at a Starbucks, went over the whole process. She's like, oh, great, you have this many kids, you're this age, blah, 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 so you qualify. And, you know, we went over everything, and I qualified, and I gotta do a whole nother video on, like, the whole process of becoming one, in case, you know, you're watching and you're interested. It's long, like, daunting process. There's just a lot that goes into it. But anyways, the basic requirements, you know, you have to be a certain age range. Your BMI has to be a certain number, or below a certain number. You know, you can't be too overweight or too underweight. Those kind of things. You have to, of course, be raising at least one. Of course, if you have more, that's good too. At least one of your own children. No government assistance. What else? Obviously, no drugs and alcohol. You know, basic things like that. So, of course, I passed all that, and everything was good. I filled out a long application, and we discussed all, like, you know, some of the other things that were not on the application, just to make sure everything was good. So But of course it takes time. So, you know, weeks will go by and, oh, and then, you know, see, I know I'm gonna leave things out and forget because it's just so much. So with this particular agency that I was first with, looks like this is gonna have to be a part 2, you guys, because this is gonna be such a long video. Anyways, so this agency, you know, they do a home visit, so they wanted to set that up. So somebody did come into my home at that time. They just want everything, basically. They want your weight, your height, everything about your family. They want pictures, and they want to just everything about your life. They want to know about, you know, what you do in your free time and what you do as a family and just all that kind of stuff. So I sent all that. And then, of course, it gets into all the, like, you know, do you have insurance? Send all your insurance information and what else? Just all those things. So I did that. You know, did all the steps. I'm trying to think what else. I literally feel like this has been going on for like 10 years. That's how it feels. And I just forget like everything. Yeah, it's just a lot. You have to like, what else? You have to prove, you know, you're not on government assistance. You have to, what else? Obviously later on, you know, you do a full medical screening. They check everything and all that. But I'm trying to think of like the steps in the beginning. To like the pre-screening is what I guess it's called. But yeah, so I passed all the pre-screening, all that, whatever, and then you have to go to your OB and you have to do a current pap smear, you have to do blood work, you have to just basically just everything, a whole full body like exam to make sure you're healthy. So I did all that, everything was great, and then unfortunately. No, and then I met the IPs. So I had met, I believe at that time it was one guy, because you can pick, you know, like if you want a, you know, husband and a wife, or 2 women, or 1 single guy, you could pick whatever you want. And I said, I'm open. So the first one, I ended up getting a single guy who's actually like, I think he was born and raised in Vegas, in Nevada. So that was awesome. He was such a sweetheart. I was so happy to be able to help him, and I was really looking forward to being a surrogate. But unfortunately, so with the first thing, well, first of all, let me say I'm already high risk, because even a couple years ago, I was over 35. So you're already high risk once you're past 35, age 35. I had 3 C-sections, which I didn't really think that was like a big deal, but I'm definitely finding out that there's a lot of health risks involved in having multiple C-sections. So that's definitely high risk. And then the other thing, is what I'm about to tell you guys. So anyways, I met that gentleman, my intended parent, everything was good. And then, so they send off my records to his IVF clinic, where I was initially going to go and like do another screening. So unfortunately, they had called and told me they found a uterine window. Of course, I was like, what the heck is that? I have no clue what that means. I Googled it, and of course, they told me some stuff about it. I guess it's like a, when your uterus is super thin and see-through, I guess, like you could see the baby as the baby's coming out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so bad at explaining things. If you really want to know, like, in depth of what it means, you're going to have to Google it. I should have took notes, honestly, before I did this video, but I just wanted to get it out there. I'm actually going to have to probably make a part 2, because this is so long and I have to get ready for work. That's how my nails came out, though, just to show you guys. Isn't that pretty? I like the extra short ones. These middle fingers, though, look like they're too big. I may file them down a little, but pretty, right? Anyways, so they told me, unfortunately, because of a uterine window, I could not continue. They were afraid of, I guess, rupture. So apparently when you have a lot of C-sections and then you have what this so-called uterine window, it means if I were to get pregnant again, obviously I would have to have another C-section, and I can rupture, which means basically just bleed out and bleed to death, and I could die, the baby could die. So of course, it's super risky, and they did not want to take a chance. So they were like, nope, you're denied. And that, I'm going to mention this clinic because I'm going to bring it up later on too. Because ironically, my records got sent to this clinic 3 times. So the clinic was San Diego Fertility. And so they were the ones who denied me. Unfortunately, they're really strict. They're like a bigger clinic. And they were like, no, the doctor didn't even want to chance it. So I got denied. I thought my surrogacy journey was over. I was so devastated. But knowing the way I am, I don't give up. So I applied and applied. And I probably applied, you guys, at, I'm not even exaggerating, probably at least 100, 150 agencies. Not even exaggerating. I know that sounds pathetic, but I did. I was so upset by the news, but then I was like so determined. I was like, it can't just be that clinic. There's got to be like someone who will see me, you know, see my particular situation. I was just at that point, I was, you know, desperate to find someone who would take on my, I guess, case or whatever. So yeah, so I just applied and applied and applied. And of course, 85% of them were like, nope, turned me down immediately. Some went a little bit, you know, I guess, what do you call it? Why does this number seem so familiar? Sorry guys, I'm getting a call. This number seems familiar. You know, kind of looked at my records and kind of were like chancing it, but then they found something else. And so it was just this long thing. And I'm probably leaving out so much, just literally because, like I said, this has just been such a long process. I should have literally taken notes so I can remember everything, but I'm trying to think back. So yeah, after that one, oh, and then this other one, I was kind of working with two at the same time. So then the other one was like, oh, that's crazy. You know, we're going to say that's, I guess basically, I guess they shouldn't have done this because they could have gotten in trouble for this, but they were basically going to like not show that part or something. I don't really know how to explain it, but I don't know how they were going to do that, but they were going to like leave that out of my records somehow or something. So they're like, we're going to send, you know, your records to another clinic and everything's going to be good. So the weirdest thing, so I was like, cool, you know, I was all confident, like, okay, I'm going to go with this agency now and everything's going to be good. I meet new intended parents. They're great. I like them. Everything's good. My record's getting sent. Guess which clinic they get sent to? I guess just not even knowing, even though I'm pretty sure I had mentioned which clinic denied me. I think they were hoping that they would miss it or something. I don't know. I don't know what this lady was thinking. I told her my whole situation, what had happened with the last agency. Ironically enough, they got sent to the same clinic, the San Diego Fertility. Got denied again because, you know, at this time actually, I was like flagged or something. Because they were probably like, we already denied this person. Why are we getting her records again? Like, what in the world? We see the same, you know, it's the same woman, same name. So I was flagged at this point. So yeah, that happened. So then basically, you know, I thought, okay, well now it's definitely over because they were like, yeah, sorry, unless you get a new uterus, basically, you know, you're going to get denied. And that's the only clinic really we work with. And so there's nothing we could do. So I was like, okay, that's a bummer. Pretty much at that point, I was like, I'm going to give up. Because like I said, I had applied at like, not even kidding, like at least 100, 150 agencies. And I was just getting denied at like basically all of them. So I was like, well, I'm not going to be dumb. I have to give up. Like, obviously this is not supposed to happen. So yeah, I kind of let it go. I was so disappointed, but I kind of let it go for a while. And then randomly I got a call from one of the agencies I had applied at, like from the beginning, whatever, you know, that had originally denied me. I guess originally they denied me because they thought my C-section was, okay, don't think I'm stupid, you guys. I get these mixed up. Horizontal? That way? So my C-section scars, they cut me open this way, you know, and they thought it was up and down. So basically that's the misunderstanding. And so they denied me because they thought I was cut open a different way. And I was like, no. So then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you qualify then. And so, you know, same process. And the process, you guys, oh my gosh, it can take over a year for like everything to finally get to the, you know, point to like having the baby and, you know, doing the transfer and having the baby and all that. Because it's such a waiting process. It's just a lot of waiting. So anyways, I went with this new agency. They were like, oh, then you qualify, blah, blah, blah. But of course, they saw the uterine window. But with them, which was good, is they were like, yes, we see that, but we're gonna have you go do some ultrasounds. So I did a regular ultrasound. I did a, what is it, transvaginal ultrasound. So basically just more like looking more into my uterus and stuff and seeing like the measurements, and I guess if it was like an actual, I'm not sure the medical terms, if it was like a defect or if it was just thin, something like that. So all this test I had done, blood work, a bunch of ultrasounds, just all kinds of stuff. So I guess whatever results they had gotten was good. I was approved. The measurements looked good. Everything was good. So that happened. I'm trying to think. Gosh, it seems like such a long time ago. All of this, like I said, has just felt like homework. Like it's felt like a job. Literally, I should work for an agency because all of it has just felt like a job. So anyways, okay, so trying to think. So basically I got approved for that, and then it was just like a waiting, and then I believe right after, it took a while, but I had finally got matched. I met my intended parents. I feel like there was a lot of steps in between. I just can't remember. I just know it was a lot of like, you know, medical stuff, like just a lot of like checking of the body and stuff, but I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, I got all the, I guess I got matched. God, why does it feel so long ago? So yeah, I guess, yeah, I got intended parents, got matched, everything was good. Oh, my intended parents, that's what it was. They took a while because, for one, the first meeting we had, they had only met me. They wanted to meet my husband. They were like super picky because I guess the last girl they had just canceled completely on them for no reason or something. So, you know, understandably, they were a little hesitant. So they wanted to meet my husband. So we did 2 meetings with them. They liked us. We liked them. It was a go for all of us. You know, we had matched. Basically, you know, we picked each other. Everything was good. Then the process gets started. So I don't know why it felt like it was so long until I did my transfer. I feel like it was like months. I know it was a lot of waiting, but so yeah, after match, oh, the legal took forever. Sorry guys, I keep getting things popping up. So legal took forever. For some reason they were taking forever to sign. That was the only irritating thing about these IPs. They just took forever with everything. Like legal should have only taken maybe 4 weeks at the most, sometimes longer. I think with them it had taken almost 3 months. Like it was just dragging on, and I was like, why are they not signing? Like, because they have to put escrow in, you know, which is the money into a funded account or whatever, and that was just taking so long. And so just, yeah, all that process. But once that was finally good, we passed legal, you know, everything was good there. Then it was on to transfer. So of course that was exciting because at that point I knew, you know, I had passed, everything was good. Gosh, why does it feel like I'm leaving so much out? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, legal, and then, you know, of course, it goes by when your menstrual cycle is, when you start injections and all that. So I got all my medicine. I started injections. That was all good. Then once, you know, it was the perfect timing, I traveled to New York, did my embryo transfer. Now, unfortunately, that first embryo transfer did not stick. I was so disappointed. It was so devastating. I was literally like crushed. Like, it still bothers me. Like, it, and what I'm about to say next is why it really bothers me. And so this is the part of the video where a lot of you are probably gonna judge me, and it is what it is. I'm just gonna say it because it's, like I said, my channel, and I just want to be real on my channel, so I'm just gonna talk about it. So now, with all that being said, everything was great. Unfortunately, the transfer didn't stick, but we were getting set to do a second transfer. Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna stop here because I gotta get ready for work, but stay tuned because I'm gonna explain all of the other stuff that happened in my personal life. in my next video, because this one's getting long and I gotta get ready for work. But definitely you guys stay tuned. You will want to hear what I'm gonna say next, because it's a lot of tea, and it's pretty what's the word, it's pretty surprising, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but so stay tuned. So look out for my part 2. You won't want to miss it. So thanks for watching. See you in my next one. Bye guys.